But if you're willing, I'd
Yeah.
like to ask you, Jonathan Feniak, what is the biggest risk?
Yeah. I I think the biggest risk is failing to budget for asset protection. When you are an owner of commercial real estate, you know the numbers. You know how much it's going to cost you for your gardener, how much it's going to cost you if you're including the heat, how much it's going to cost you, and to budget for all of these things to figure out what the cash flow is going to be on the business. And I think you need to budget for asset protection. And as your empire grows, as you're making more money from your investments, your asset protection should grow, increasing your policy limits to more than the minimums. Having an auto policy with the minimums that are allowed by state law, I think is insanity. Are you maxing out on insurance in some areas? And there's a lot of my clients are maxing out on insurance on the most they can get, right? It's $1 million, $2 million, or $3 million policy with $1 million max per claim. How can you get more insurance? How can you protect yourself, limit your downside, and say this is an expense of running this business empire? It's incredibly important to reevaluate that, just like you're going and reevaluating your service providers, to reevaluate on an ongoing basis. Talk to your insurance agent. What more can I do? If you're maxing out there, then you start thinking about what structures can I put in place to protect my assets in the event of one of these credit events or catastrophe striking. And it's going to cost you money. There's a business decision to be made there, but continuing to increase or your protections and revise your structure so that you add in more protections. I think that's the biggest risk that people have, is they're not properly budgeting for asset protection and risk management.